It's Fully Threaded Radio, episode 170.
That would be funny. All right, I'm here with
Tom Massar with the American Fastener Journal.
Steve Rogalla, Bradley Coatings.
Love that voice. Do you guys listen to Fully Threaded Radio?
All the time. Every morning.
Every morning.
In the top 10, who's the best guest that we've had on?
I would say it's got to be me, Steve Rogalla.
Okay.
I would also say Steve Rogalla.
All right. That's good. Hey, fellas, tell everybody where we're at.
We are at Fastener Fair USA in downtown Cleveland, Ohio.
I have no idea.
That's a worry.
I'm so hungry.
Oh, dear. So, tell me about the fair. How's it going?
It's going very well. I'm very impressed with the attendance. I think the mask mandate is being completely ignored, which I'm fine with.
I haven't been in my booth, so I have no idea how it's going.
Where is your booth?
I don't know.
It's next to mine.
I've been looking for it for 2 hours.
Oh, so you're walking the store.
Yeah.
It's basically walking the show, yeah.
You're walking the show.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the plan for tonight?
Red Steakhouse?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah,
That sounds good.
Yesterday's Chop House.
We're going to go hit the bars and
Pretty much
do the same thing we do every night.
Procedure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and wake up again tomorrow and not know where we're at, where the booth is.
You know, I put my booth number and my hotel room number on my notes function on my app, on my phone.
Okay, so you can.
So you know, I know where my booth is, I know where my room is.
I'm happy that you can find notes.
I take a picture of my room number and my key.
He does it that way.
Yeah. I just got to make sure I don't lose my phone.
Picture the hotel.
Yeah, right. This is where I'm staying. We've gone into the wrong hotel before.
Yes.
Yeah, we have. We're like, wait, we're not staying here. We're going to a different hotel.
You too.
We don't have your reservation.
I don't think you guys should hang out together. So, all right.
Other than that, though, the show's great.
The show is great.
Yeah.
And the guys are just kidding if you haven't figured this out.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah, no. We've been in our booth. We're seeing customers.
Yeah.
We're having a great show. It's a good time. It's good to see everybody. This is a good show.
It is a good show. The guys just like to pull my chain a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Thank you, you two.
Thank you, Lynn.
It's time for Fully Threaded Radio.
It is Fully Threaded Radio, voice of the mighty FCH Sourcing Network. This is the predominantly fastener-related podcast that's been coming to the industry for over 10 years. If you've been with us all the way or you're just joining in for the first time, we're so glad you clicked in. Welcome, everybody. Eric Dudas here, and I'm joined by the brains of the FCH Sourcing Network. He's Brian the Brain Musker. Hey, Brian.
Well, just because my name tag said that doesn't mean I actually am that, okay? Though I have say it's a common sort of mix-up.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that incorrectly spelled name badge out at Fastener Fair USA last week.
Yes, I might say Eric Lewis.
Yeah, I had one of my own on my badge too. But I think in your case, it's actually funny because it's kind of appropriate. You know, you're kind of a smart guy, and a lot of people commented on that as they came to the booth.
Yeah, well, a name, it takes more than just a little name tag, okay?
You're too modest. Fastener Fair USA happened last week. We'll have lots of sound from that event on today's episode, folks. This being episode 170 of Fully Threaded Radio. We're publishing on November 18th, 2021. Thanks again for clicking in. Our feature segment today was recorded right on the show floor. It's a conversation with Stelfast President O.J. Simpson. It was good to catch up with him again in person. Haven't seen him in a while. During this conversation, you'll hear his thoughts on the recent Solution Industries acquisition and also some exciting news about Stelfast's new e-commerce presence, plus an exciting new commodity that they're bringing into their product mix. And don't miss this, the true history of the legendary Stelfast monkey. And if you've been wondering if we should expect to see the beloved Fastener primate resurface, he'll give us a clue to that one too.
God, that'll be good to know. Not only did I discuss that with other people, but when I saw the monkeys are missing, I assumed they must have been stuck somewhere on a container ship circling endlessly around outside Los Angeles port.
Yeah, why not, right? Everything else in the fastener industry seems to be, right?
Yeah, but don't worry. Look, they might just land in time for next year's show.
Yes, well, we can all hope that.
Right.
You'll just have to listen in and find out what OJ said about that. Earnest Machines CEO Kirk Zehnder joins Mike McNulty on the Fastener News Report. This is basically a second full feature this time, everybody. Kirk and Mike cover the latest Fastener Distributor Index numbers. And as has become his custom lately, Mike expands the conversation into a segment all its own. You'll also get an earful about woke pro sports-related irony on this one. So something for hardcore McNulty fans.
Good.
Ahead of that, we'll drop the results of the Mel Kirshner Open for you. That happened recently, the Pac West's signature golf event. The lovely and talented Lynn Dempsey joined us in Cleveland for Fastener Fair USA, and we've got sound on that, which we'll play during the second half of today's episode. I want you to pay attention to the segment featuring the two ladies from Stock Supply. I think, Bri, out of all the folks we've ever had that have participated in the Fastener Training Institute courses, these two are just a great example because they're new to the industry and they've got a fresh perspective. There was no coaching involved in this. At least, Lynn's just not that kind of person. It's all at face value. And I'm telling you, I think after this, you'll be wanting to send more of your people to Fastener Training.
Right. Yeah, Jo said she was going to send some people over, and then they just turned up at the booth, and Lynn wasn't sort of quite ready even. So that's good, a good perspective.
Yes, it was off the cuff, but you can tell that it was authentic. Also pay attention to Christian over at the Goebel booth when she walked over there. And I say that because we've had this ongoing controversy of the true pronunciation of Goebel. So we've gone Goebel, Gobel, Goebel. And the way that I'm hearing this, Bri, Christian has this uncanny ability to carefully place the accent mark on both syllables. So he's doing a version of the name that, I'd never considered before. We may have a fourth way to say the name, Bri.
Well, then we all need to listen to it to gin up on the correct pronunciation.
That's right. We had a chance to meet Marcel Goebel at Fastener Fair, meet him in person, that is. I'd seen him many times on LinkedIn, and when I saw him walking across the floor during setup, I recognized him right away. We had a great time with him when we met, and we went out to dinner afterwards. He's really a remarkable person. Hey, that's what Fastener shows are good for, and
right.
Hopefully Fully Threaded Radio is working for you folks on that same vein, especially if you didn't have a chance to get out to the show. On the Fastener Training Minute this time, Carmen Vertullo is going to tell us why snug is a good thing for bolted joints.
Right.
Carmen's been on a roll lately, Bri. I'm sure you know that.
I know.
And as if all that isn't enough, we have a new ode to Old Rusty Bolt beer to play for you today, everybody. That's right. If you know your screws and your brews, then you know that traveling salesman brought his signature beer to the industry about 10 years back, and his good buddy Marty Nolan of RL English finally got around to submitting this little ditty, which he wrote and performed. We'll close out today's episode with that. That'll put you on the mood to sit on the couch and watch some football or something during the Thanksgiving break, Bri.
Oh, right. Yeah, when we're not cooking or dealing with trying to make sure the dog doesn't jump up on people's laps, okay?
We'll have to get an update on the new fastener dogs in our world.
Right.
Maybe next episode. A lot of people came up to the booth showing us pictures of their fastener dogs. Oh, man, we got to dedicate a segment to it. Anyway, we got a jammed episode, and it's a jammed list of sponsors for it. Bryce, shout them out. We'll get this thing going.
You're right. We're lucky to have sponsors, and the title sponsors of Fully Threaded Radio are Brighton Best International, Goebel Fasteners, and Star Stainless Screw Company. Brighton Best International, tested, tried and true. Gerbil, quality the first time. Star Stainless Screw Company, right off the shelf for over 70 years. Also sponsoring Fully Threaded Radio are Buckeye Fasteners, BTM Manufacturing, Eurolink Fastener Supply Service, InSequel Software, ND Industries, Parker Fasteners, 3Q Inc., Stelfast, Volt Industrial Plastics, Worth Industry North America, and Solution Industries, home of Solution Man. And we saw most of those at the show in Cleveland, actually.
That's true.
So we're lucky to have sponsors. Make sure that you think of them. And if you're looking for supply of some sort of specific fasteners, think of our sponsors first, because they help us bring this to you.
We also saw lots of FCH Sourcing Network members at the Cleveland show. That was great. Thanks for all the kind words. Thanks for the support. And I'll point out right here that everybody who's a member of FCH, and that could be just our full members or the directory members, SourceFinder members, there's a variety of membership styles to choose from, but they bring you Fully Threaded too, because that keeps it all running for us, and we appreciate it. I guess I'll add in there all the people who take a few minutes each month to participate in the Fastener Distributor Index Survey as well.
Yes, true.
That's going on 10 years strong now, and it's an industry collaboration. We're really happy to be bringing that to you every month. So thanks, everybody. Get with us anytime if you have ideas or if you want to just shout back for any reason. The email address is ftr@fullythreaded.com. Now, just two quick comments about the last episode. I mentioned that we'd be doing a special report, sort of an interim mini episode before this one was released, and that was going to touch on the big acquisition news. We had these back-to-back bombs drop, and I had talked to people who were going to participate in that, and a couple days afterwards, I was all ready to do it, and I had the best of intentions, but what basically happened was everybody pulled back, and I think initially during the excitement, people were talking, and then they realized, oops, we better hold back until the smoke clears a little bit. So we decided to hold off on that, and it's coming out in dribs and drabs, and everybody knows what we're talking about here, but that explains that. Sorry. Now, fortunately, Andy Pells did not keep his mouth shut. He whispers in our ear from time to time, and he has over the years. We appreciate it because he usually has a lot to say. Reflecting on the 3D segment, recall that Worth Industry is heavily involved in additive manufacturing, 3D printing, and we featured that during the last episode. He said, give my borrowed predictions 10 to 20 years and they start to make sense. Sure, we don't all have 3D printers in our home, but we have them easily available in the cloud. I think it's underappreciated how big a difference they've made in prototyping alone. Thanks for the comment, Andy.
Yes, well, even from the start, people had predicted, and we've even noted that the whole idea of prototyping could be dramatically altered by this 3D printing.
Worth had a setup there in Cleveland, and they had a printer operating, and they had, if you talk to one of their reps there, a whole turnkey model for getting an operation started. And I tell you, I was surprised at really how reasonable the initial investment would be to start on a small scale.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting, and I hope everyone saw that and thought about it.
Well, Andy wasn't there, but I know he would have liked it. And I thought it was very convenient that when they offered the free ice cream on the floor, that the ice cream cooler was conveniently located right around the corner from the Worth booth.
Right.
Think they planned that?
Actually, I like the ice cream idea. That was very good.
Are you kidding? That's the best thing since free beer.
I know. It's like, how do you get 100 fastener people in one place at one time? Well, the word gets around very quickly.
I think Fastener Fair USA was a success in a lot of ways. There were some things that weren't quite put together right, but on the other hand, they did some things really well, and there were some nice touches to it. So, well, you'll get the feel for it when we play the sound later on. But right now, we'd like to thank you once again for clicking in. We've got a great variety of fastener information and commentary for you today, everybody, and we'll roll it out right after we roll these short messages. Brian and Eric with you. It's Fully Threaded
Radio.
2 men, 1 server, a fastener dog. and a stunning lack of more lucrative alternatives. It's Fully Threaded Radio.
Our goal at Star Stainless is to be your #1 stainless supplier. As an industry, we've been through a lot together over the years, and you've always been able to depend on us as your trusted partner. It's been that way for over 70 years. I'm Tim Roberto, the president of Star. Today, we're faced with supply chain pressures like never before, but you can continue counting on Star to have the quality stainless parts you need with the fastest possible delivery times. None of us can be sure how conditions will change or when certain items will become hard to get, but at Star Stainless, we have the resource and stocking capabilities to bring what you need when you need it. Thanks for working with us all these years. Together, we will make it through.
GHIII Fasteners is excited to announce our brand new 18-volt lithium-ion cordless battery tools. They are proven, reliable tools ideal for demanding assembly, maintenance, general metalworking, and trucking industry applications. GHIII Fasteners, the leading rivet source.
At Bright & Best, we continue to expand our wide range of products, including stainless steel and metric fasteners. Our family of brands include Preferred, U.S. Anchor, and Ironclad Performance Wear. BBI has been a trusted partner since 1925. With award-winning hand tools, gloves, and drywall screws, BBI is the largest master distributor of fasteners in the USA. Tested, tried, and true. We are Bright & Best. To learn more about Bright & Best, visit brightandbest.com.
Coming to you live from a much larger desk drawer, this is Jake Davis with BTM Manufacturing, and you are listening to my friends Brian and Eric on Fully Threaded Radio.
Brian and Eric, back with you, doing a job most fastener people won't do.
Oh, which one's that?
Well, in this case, it's reporting on Fastener Fair USA, I guess.
Okay.
It's pretty much what we're doing on this episode. Well, there's a lot jammed in here. Just glad to have a job. You know, one thing struck me, Bri, while we were at the show this time, was there are lots of people in the industry right now because of acquisitions, mainly, is what I'm thinking, and their futures are uncertain. You know, that's not necessarily an ominous thing. It's just everything's in flux. And we talked to a lot of them who were wondering what they'd be doing a year from now, say, or even a few months from now. But that's just the nature of, I guess, the fastener jungle, as it were.
Yeah, well, any corporation, corporate environment, fasteners are no different in that respect. But a little bit of consolidation going on, you're right.
Well, I would say it's a lot more than a little.
Yeah, okay.
McNulty's got more about some of the other acquisitions that have gone on recently during his report today. Another thing that's on fire is FCH Source Finder activity. Inquiries from that RFQ system continue to surge, and the value seems to be increasing, the value of each inquiry. So if you're a member of FCH, make sure you pay attention to those inbound inquiries, act on them quickly because there's competition for who gets the order. Right. When you do have that material that's being sought. If you're not receiving those, you need to get on the FCH network. We'll send you some potentially valuable inquiries. And I know a lot of companies right now are finding it difficult to handle all the business they have. But let me tell you, the companies that are able to handle it and are still building their book of customers, and FCH Source Finder is a fantastic way to do that. Of course, you can find information about all this, and where all the action happens is the website fastenersclearinghouse.com.
With an S, remember?
I never forget that, Bri. No. As you'll hear during one of the interviews that Lynn did in a little while, you know, right on our own podcast, we got people coming up to the booth and, you know, admitting it. So it's just one of these things. It's like Goebel. We're just going to have to live with it. It's a fact of life. Nobody's ever going to get it right all the time. So,
well, I know, but we knew that within 6 months of starting FCH.
Fasteners with an S.
Yeah.
The S is for super frustrating some of the time.
Right. So we are in the fasteners industry.
S is for source finder, I should have said.
S is for scrubber.
Exactly. Man, I'm off my game here.
Yeah, right.
Well, we decided to pull the O.J. Simpson, president of Stelfast, O.J. Simpson, that is, interview segment out from the rest of the Fastener Fair stuff, which we'll play later, among other reasons, because it contains this brief history of the Stelfast monkey and possibly the true originator of that, or I shouldn't say the originator, but the inspiration for the monkey itself. And I think those of you who hear this and connect the dots will get a chuckle out of it if you didn't know that. But we did get some comments at our booth this year. Where's the monkey? Because FCH, we've always had a Stelfast monkey hanging in the booth, but not this year. There was no monkey. So we'll get to that segment in just a minute. And in addition to there not being a Stelfast monkey, there was also no U-Bolt blend coffee from BTM Manufacturing, which I sorely missed, Bri.
I know, and it was commented and noted by a number of people. Jake, okay, just so you know.
I texted him as soon as I realized that he wasn't on the show floor, and he has an understandable explanation for that. I know. I mean, he gets around, you know. Jake Davis is a hardworking dude. He'd been down at the Southwest Fastener Association event down in San Antonio, and then the week before, he was at the MWFA for their scholarship awards. And, you know, poor guy's got to get home sometime.
Yeah, and do some work sometime too.
Fortunately, the Fastener Training Institute had some very nice, I'm not saying it was U-Bolt blend, Bri, but it was very nice coffee. It might have been Starbucks. But they let us steal into their training session and refill our cups, and that was very much appreciated. Thank you, Joe Morris.
They let you steal in and steal your coffee, okay.
Jackie got a few cups too, Brian. I thought she was bringing them for you as well, but if not, sorry. No Zarfs, though.
No. In this show, I could not provide people with Vegemite, though I'm sure they would have loved to have that opportunity, but I've sort of run out of my little things that I brought back from Australia last time.
Well, yeah, see, that's stuck on a cargo ship off Long Beach too, Bri. I mean, that was the line I was using because a couple people did come up to me at the booth and ask where it was. So, yeah, that's pretty much the go-to explanation for all your problems these days.
We're lucky we've got such a ready-made sort of reason for everything, explanation. That's good.
That's right. Now we're going to talk to OJ. I think we'll play that now, Bri. And as you'll notice, he's going to announce their new product category. He's not making any apologies. Sounds like Stelfast is ready for business on a bunch of fronts.
Good.
Here's that segment. Fastener Fair 21, Cleveland, Ohio. We're here. And, of course, the lovely and talented Lynn Dempsey. She's been jamming in so much great interview material on the show floor this time around, as she always does. But I'm taking a few moments, and I finally got the great, well-known president of Stelfast, O.J. Simpson, to sit down with me. Hey, man, good to see you.
Hey, thanks. Good to see you, too.
Yeah, it's been so long since we've been out, and I guess it's a tired story by now, but it's still, nevertheless, thanks for sitting down with me. I know you guys have been really busy.
We have. As you know, we have a recent acquisition, a new member of the family,
yes.
Solution Industries. You know, heard many good things about them. Looking forward to working together with them. Got a chance to meet their people on Monday, and they really do have a great team, and you know, we're looking forward to working together.
That's one of the big headlines, of course, swirling around the show floor this time around, and there are a bunch of them. So congratulations on that. We're going to look forward to the solution story unfolding. And, of course, you've been doing a little bit of investigation into another topic we've been talking about when we've had the chance, and that is the history of the Stelfast monkey. But we got some new technology to look at, some new products. So where do we start? Let's start with the monkey. So what have you found out?
So the monkey kind of was retired for the last 2 years. Simi, our previous owner, headed up that operation. And so what I did is I wanted to find out a little bit about it, and I wanted the history on it. And I talked to some older people at the company that have been here for a while, and they told me that the way it started is at a Christmas party that the family would throw in Toronto every year. They had everybody there, and there's one particular gentleman who likes to entertain. and he stood up in front of the crowd on the dance floor and started doing what looked like a chicken dance, and they actually just named it the monkey dance, and out of that, the Stelfast monkey was born. So I really wasn't there for that part of it, but I've got to experience the last 10 years of the monkey, and I know that people look forward to it. They ask about it. They want it. They have them in their offices. They bring them home. Dogs love them, apparently.
Yeah. It's a part of the industry, basically.
It is. So I will say this now. I don't know what it's going to be, but we will have the Stelfast monkey for the Vegas show next year.
Okay, that's good news. That's one of the headlines. So I should have said that a lot of people were asking about it over at the FCH booth. We always traditionally have this year's color hanging proudly. But anyway, so that's that. Now, the person who did the original monkey dance you just referred to, that wouldn't happen to be the same guy who's very well known as an air guitar player, would it?
It is. And he's a very good air guitar player also. He is a comedic side. I think everybody is aware of that. I'll say his name now, Todd McRoberts. Good guy, but that he was the guy that started it for us. So he's the monkey dancer,
right?
The air guitarist.
Right now, these days he's doing his thing for Auto Bolt. I saw him wandering around the floor. We'll get him to give his perspective on this story at a later date. But thanks for filling us in, doing that legwork for us, OJ. So let's turn now to some of the other news that folks may be a little bit more interested to hear who aren't all that concerned with stuffed animals. Because there are some people who listen to this show for the Fastener content, as you know. So let's talk about the online presence that Stelfast is rolling out, because this is exciting. I was talking to Dean, your IT director, recently. He's put so many hours into this. It's a great-looking rollout that you've done. What's it all about?
So Dean is definitely the driver on this. Or actually, I should say our customers are the driver. Dean put the package together. It has been highly successful. One of the things I'm here talking about now is I want to make sure that everybody knows what we have. This is an e-commerce website where people can come in that are registered and can look up product, get pricing, they can place orders, they can get their certs, they can get invoices. It really is a great rollout for the company, and I can't wait till we open it up to our other divisions within our the LinFast Solutions Group company. But for the Stelfast division, it's been highly successful. Customers know that site better than I do. They know how to operate it immediately. And if they don't know how to, we have people on staff that we will have train you, so you will be able to use it. And I look forward to anybody that has questions and wants to talk about it. But it's definitely tops on the list for me as far as our growth.
It's been a long time coming, and congratulations on this rollout. Now, there's going to be some new products that are going to be available in that. I think a few people will be interested to hear that they will be in what category, you were telling me?
So we are involved in the socket products. That's a big deal also. Yeah. We have brought in socket cap screws, flat socket caps, button socket caps, set screws, knurled point, flat point, oval point, cup point, and socket shoulder screws. We're excited about this line. It definitely adds and works well with what our current offering is, and we're looking forward to bringing some of that business in that we know our customers have. So we're hoping we get that message out there and people start checking with us and when they're looking for sockets, look for Stelfast.
Now, it's an interesting time to be doing this. A lot of things are developing in the industry, but we're also facing all of these supply issues. And how are you addressing that? I mean, how is that affecting this rollout right now?
So there's supply chain issues on all product lines, and the new socket offering is a part of that also, unfortunately. Currently, we have about a quarter of the product we ordered in. A lot of it is sitting on boats in Long Beach or in Newark or wherever else we have it coming into. So we're really excited about some of that product coming in. It's just it was a little slow in coming. And that goes for all products right now. I know, I feel your pain, as a customer, as trying to supply your customers. And, we're doing everything possible to get that product pushed through and our complete line and start servicing our customers the way we always have. And the service level, just to let you know, is not dipped at all. We're shipping same day up to 3 o'clock at any of our branches, and I think that's hugely important to our customers, that they literally can get product next day from us. So the socket piece, that's coming. Keep, stay tuned, and, you can start checking now. See how our inventory looks. Hopefully we have what you need.
When you're doing business with a company like Stelfast, I think a lot of your customers have said it to me, that that's one of the very important aspects of your operation. They can rely on that, and so keep it up. And I know we're all dealing with that same set of circumstances, so good luck with all that.
Appreciate it. And there is one more thing I'd like to add. Customers do have a choice, and I think over the years, customers have felt like they have to go direct overseas themselves when they have high-volume parts, or they feel like they need better pricing. And I think it's important for them to know that may not be wrong, but they could have had another option, and they still do have another option. We are in the business of importing, and that's what we do. We're a master distributor who imports product. And with things that have happened recently where the supply chain has been disrupted, I think our customers, if they had a choice and they looked back and they said, maybe I should have gone through Stelfast and they could have had this product for me because this is what we do. We would have had it in stock for them. They wouldn't be paying these, high prices for the containers because, they really don't import a lot. I would lend myself to say that it's important that they look at this next time around, because I wouldn't want to say it's going to happen again this way, but you have Stelfast. If you give us an order and we say we're going to bring something in for you, it will be here and it'll be ready when your customers need it. And I think that's important for them to know. This is our place in the business, and this is what we do. And I want you to rely on us, and I think that you'll appreciate it and your customers will appreciate it.
O.J. Simpson basically making the case for the whole master importer model. Good job on that one.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate the time again.
And I appreciate you spending the time with us. I know you got a lot going on, and I see Bernie over there waving us down, but I'm going to try and keep you for one more, and that is a little piece of breaking news that developed actually just last night when we ran into each other at one of the social gatherings, shall we say, and you got one bit of news. What might that be?
I do, and I'm going to just say that Eric had a lot to do with this, and there might have been a beer or two involved. I'm going to be doing the Mutter, or the
Tough Mudder 22.
Tough Mudder 22. Not sure how I'm going to do with that, but I'm interested in getting together with other people in the industry, and the support and having fun, and maybe there'll be a beer there too. Who knows? But we'll definitely have some fun. So I'm going to be involved in that in 2022. Come join us.
There you go. The fraternity is growing. Hey, it's great to see you, OJ, and Fastener Fair USA has been a success on many fronts, and we just picked up a little more intel. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Stelfast customers say it all.
Dave Kaplan, Mutual Screw and Supply, Rochelle Park, New Jersey. First of all, I know most of those people there literally for 40 years. They've been there that long. They're more than just vendors of mine, they're friends of mine. They refer business to me, and they're loyal as can be. I can drop ship product from them, and I never have a concern about them going after my accounts. They're the most loyal people on the planet. The people at Stelfast are incredible people.
For service you deserve and people you trust, it's Stelfast. Parker Fasteners is your premier cold heading manufacturer, forging the future with precision and quality as our top priority. When you think of domestically produced sockets and tamper-proof screws from alloy and stainless, including A286, think Parker Fasteners. Forge the future with Parker Fasteners. Visit Parker Fasteners online today at parkerfasteners.com.
GHIII Fasteners increases efforts to maintain its reputation as the leading rivet source with a large inventory of parts and expedited delivery options. We have over $10 million worth of global inventory in stock at all times and pride ourselves on same-day or next-day shipping options that are available to all our customers. GHIII Fasteners, the leading rivet source.
Hey, this is David with ND Industries. You're listening to Fully Threaded Radio.
It's the news segment, everybody. You're pretty fond of this part of the podcast, aren't you, Bri? You kind of usually just downshift, go into cruise control.
Well, I'm just a listener of this part of it, okay?
Yeah, you're doing some data scrubbing in the background, I can tell. That's okay.
Actually, I am. But I'm also, we're doing some scrubbing for Eugene Fasteners over in Oregon, and looking at their stuff, it made me realize that one of my own categories, or in one of FCH's categories, is sort of but not that well named. So I'm going to change it from cable and wire rope to rigging. Okay. Makes much more sense.
Well, over the years, you've made a lot of valuable restructurings to the way that our categories lay out on FCH because of the work that we've done with these various fastener distributors. So it's a work in progress. It'll never stop. Keeps getting better. Thanks for all your input, everybody.
All right.
Of course, the Fastener News Report is brought to us today by Volt Industrial Plastics, and the title sponsors of Fully Threaded Radio are Brighton Best International, Global Fasteners, and Star Stainless Screw. A couple of items before we get to Mike McNulty. He's joined this time by Kirk Zehnder of Earnest Machine. Pac West has announced its new officers for 2021. Actually, I guess this is going into 22, obviously. Not sure when they get sworn in. Sounds like they already have been. They don't really have swearing-ins, do they, in the fastener industry?
I'm sure they have some equivalent. It's probably an email.
Might be some kind of a secret ceremony. I don't know. I've never been privy to that. Clay Weaver of Industrial Threaded Products is the new president of the Pac West. And our friend Joe Morris of Desert Distribution and the Fastener Training Institute is VP this time.
Wow, cool.
Mark Thomas Cordova of Centennial Bolt out of Denver. He's the Secretary Treasurer. I don't know how that worked, Mark. But I'm sure you're going to do a great job. David Palmquist of ND Industries stays on the board as immediate past president. And I tell you, Bri, the trustees they've got, it's like a star-studded list of fastener threaderati. But I guess what would you expect from, a largely California-based group? Wall-to-wall stars. One other news item from the Pac West. We mentioned this at the top of the show. The Mel Kirshner Memorial Golf Outing took place on November 5th. That was out at Hidden Valley Golf Club in Norco, California. And Bri, I'm not as up on my West Coast golf leaders, I guess, as I once was or I should be. But to me, the winning team is kind of coming out of nowhere because I don't know these people, but I don't know, what does that mean? First place went to the foursome of Frank Grana from California Electroplating, Tony Pacheco, Pat Patterson, and Gary Rumery of Prochem Corp. So congratulations, gentlemen, on that. I don't know if you're listening to this particular podcast, but must have had a heck of a game because second place, not a big surprise. Bri, when you hear the names Joe Truckee and Bob Truckee of Cal Fasteners, along with Bob Big Country Reynolds and Kevin Chavez from Star Stainless.
Oh, I was talking to Joe Truckee last week. Cool.
Yeah, he probably played it all down. He's pretty modest about these things, but they were hot on the tees that day, but not quite hot enough to take first. And Big Country is still on a quest in 2021. I don't know. I think he's out of time for first place honors this season, but I have to say, definitely honorable mention because I see a pattern here. He's at the top everywhere he goes. InSequel Software's pride. Sponsors of the Mel were also kind of a star-studded affair. And at the top of the list are FTR sponsors, Star Stainless Screw, Brighton Best, ND Industries. There's a great group of companies involved with this. There are many more. So good job to the Pac West, everybody involved. I think they raised a ton of money.
Good.
For the Angels of the old Mission Beach Athletic Club. We talked about that last time. So Mel was a member many years. He'd be proud.
Yep.
Now, in a different tack altogether, before we get to the news, one more thing. With all of the upheaval in the supply chain, and this was as if it needed to be more obvious. I mean, it was right on top of the list of things people were talking about at the Cleveland show. I thought it might be smart to reach out to Harry Mosier of the Reshore Now initiative. We haven't talked to him in a while. And as I was gathering my head of steam to reach out to him, an email came in from the Reshoring Initiative. I know you saw this, Bri. Overall, I'd have to say it kind of has an ominous tone to it. The key takeaway of this is that China is facing a number of domestic issues, including labor, shipping, and electricity shortages. And the U.S.-China relationship is under stress. And the whole thing is just adding to the overall confusion. But from a reshoring initiative perspective, of course, which is where Harry's coming from, this is all adding to the momentum of bringing manufacturing back to the U.S. So it's a pretty extensive newsletter from him this time. One of the things that stood out to me, Bri, I think you saw this also, was this graph that shows the manufacturing output of all the countries in the world, or all the major producing countries.
Right. I found that absolutely fascinating. And it particularly shows some very interesting facts really about Europe. I mean, the thing that I found about Europe that was really interesting is that Italy is the second biggest manufacturing output in Europe. I mean, we'd sort of imagine, well, it's probably England, most likely France. France is a much bigger country, but Italy is second to Germany. About a little less than half Germany's output.
Well, number one in the planet right now, according to this chart, is China with $4 trillion in output, the U.S. at $2.3 trillion. Japan comes in third at $1 trillion even, and Germany fourth with $806 billion. Of course, a little bit of this is funny money because the value of the manufactured products varies so greatly. In other words, China is exporting a lot of inexpensive products, and the U.S. is known for exporting more expensive products. Right. And so it's a little bit of, I don't know, it's hard to understand for a layperson, I think, but nevertheless, this gives you some sense of the proportion that's happening. And this is just one measure, and it doesn't really speak of any kind of a momentum one direction or the other, but that's just a snapshot of where Reshoring Initiative thinks things are currently.
Mm-hmm. Yes, actually, I had at least 2, maybe 3 people came up to me in Cleveland and said, well, with all these problems, maybe it's time to interview Harry Mosier again.
Oh, you heard that? Okay, well, great minds, right? Oh, I'm reading here. Actually, he's grabbing these numbers from the UN Statistics Division. So, here's another bureaucracy putting out numbers that believe them if you want to. But anyway, that's what's out there. Now, I will so that's kind of a serious thing. It's kind of got an ominous feel to it, but I guess right now, the way everybody is feeling, and you'll hear this again later in the podcast when you listen into some of the Fastener Fair interviews, contrasting that was the headline of this email, which I don't know who he's got writing these things. I'll have to point it out to him, but
right.
I'm sure nothing was meant by it, but it was November news. Chinks in China's armor create opportunities for U.S. industrial recovery. I won't elaborate on that, but all right, come on, Harry. He's a really straight shooting kind of guy, folks. I'm sure he meant exactly the way that you would have thought that.
Right.
It's time for the news, everybody, with everyone's favorite intrepid Fastener News reporter.
Right. So now, for news about screws that you can use, here's Mike McNulty.
Thanks, Eric and Brian. This is Mike McNulty from Fastener Technology International Magazine, bringing you the Fastener News Report, which is sponsored by Volt Industrial Plastics, makers of the world's finest plastic fasteners. The stock market, inflation, sales, profits, and tax receipts are all raging, and on the same day that the Cleveland Indians' massive script letters were removed from its iconic scoreboard, a baseball team named the Atlanta Braves, along with their Tomahawk logo trademarks and Tomahawk chops, celebrated its victory in the 2021 World Series but I am still focused on fasteners and ready to deliver today's Fastener News Report. In this episode, Kirk Zehnder, CEO of Earnest Machine, joins us to reveal the latest results of the Fastener Distributor Index, also known as the FDI. Also in today's broadcast, we have our top story on Nordlock, as well as newsmaker headlines from Brighton Best International, EFC, Hillman, Grainger, Worth Industry North America, ND Industries, and the Clarendon Specialty Fasteners. On the back page report, we're going to talk about Fastener Fair USA. We'll get to all of that and the latest FDI results right after this.
When it comes to plastic versus metal fasteners, Volt Industrial Plastics says plastic wins. They're rust-free, UV-resistant, non-conductive, and less expensive to produce and ship. And don't forget, plastic fasteners can be easily color-matched to any application. Volt plastic fasteners are made in the USA and delivered worldwide. To let Volt quote your next project, visit them online at voltplastics.com.
We are Volt!
MacGyver, by the looks of that detonator, this whole place is going to blow in just 10 seconds.
Just stay calm, Judy. All we need is a metric fastener manufactured to an ISO or DIN standard.
10 seconds, MacGyver. What about the fastener?
Not a problem. Eurolink specializes in hard-to-find metric fasteners. Delivered. Did you contact the sales team at EurolinkFSS.com like I asked you to last week?
Well, no. I tried other importers, but they couldn't fulfill the quotes.
Oh, Judy, now we're completely screwed. Eurolink. Hard-to-find metric fasteners. Delivered.
At Worth, status quo isn't an option. Worth is a global supply chain solutions provider of fasteners, MRO, and safety products, along with value-added services like kitting and assembly, 3D printing, and engineering assistance. Find out what Worth can do for you at worthindustry.com.
Mike McNulty.
The seasonally adjusted Fastener Distributor Index for October ticked up after 2 months of cooling, coming in at 56.1, slightly higher than the previous month's result of 54.2. Fastener Distributor Index data is collected and analyzed by the FCH Sourcing Network and Baird. The FDI seeks to identify demand, pricing, and outlook trends within the American fastener distribution industry. To get some insight on these results, we talked to Kirk Zehnder, CEO of Earnest Machine. Hi, Kirk. Thanks for joining us on the Fastener News Report.
Hello. Happy to be here. Thanks, Mike.
Good to have you. So what do you think about the latest FDI results?
I like the key takeaway. It's towards the end of that first paragraph where it says the FLI reads as a negative for future demand, but could actually prove to be positive in terms of ability to meet demand. So what I see there is it could be bad, it could be good. We're not really sure. Let's see what's going to happen.
Depends on your perspective.
Exactly. And I think that reflects what a lot of people are going through. You know, we're seeing one sign that says, you know, inventory is tight. That's going to be really tough. And the other side is saying, I'll buy as much inventory as I can because my customers need it so badly. So I think it's, you know, I love looking at the numbers and, you know, the math is solid, I'm sure. But I can't imagine, you know, if you pull a bunch of distributors together and say, so what are you seeing? It's a little bit of everything. And I think, yeah, it is, like you said, based on the perspective that people have, you know, are we cautiously optimistic or bullishly optimistic? You know, that's going to boil down to each person's view.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it, good perspective. So you mentioned the numbers. The sales number this month dropped to 58.5, but employment and pricing numbers both went up, which I think was what led to the higher FDI result this month. And as you alluded to, the forward-looking indicator did drop to 64.5 versus last month's 69.5. And but it's the 166th straight month of positive outlook. So,
right,
how about that?
Right, pretty solid.
Yeah.
Pretty solid. And from the recent show, you know, this week here in Cleveland, you know, everybody is cautious about sharing their good news. You know, I certainly heard people saying, oh, yeah, we're having a very good year. I don't think anybody wants to share their real numbers, but numbers sound really good. I mean, demand is strong, and from all of our customers we talk to, they see demand staying strong through all of next year.
All of 2022.
All of 2022. And then a few of us out there who like to say, wow, that just can't be. It's been so good. We like to add, there might be some softening in Q3.
Well, one you mentioned the show in Cleveland, and we'll touch on that a little bit later too. But I talked to somebody at the show in Cleveland who said, just saying how great business has been, but they were thinking about, they could actually use a little bit of a break the last 2 months here.
Agreed. Agreed. People are tired.
Working overtime every morning, scrambling and getting on the phone with people. Where is the shipment? Where's this? And that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I see that, the behavior people talk about, I'm acting like, you hear it, I'm acting like a full-time expediter, as long as I get the inventory, I'll take it. I think what is interesting about what happened here is that the change in customer behavior, the change in buyer behavior, sales behavior, I think that what happened in the last 18 months and what's happening now is that behavior change. Even if the market changes a bit, I think the behavior is going to stay the way it is for the next 3 to 5 years. I think that cycle is longer. So if someone used to take an approach that, was approach A, and now they have to take approach B, I think approach B is going to be the approach people take for longer than we expect. I don't think things are going back to normal anytime soon. And yeah, the markets are going to shift and shipping prices might come down and lead times shorten up a little bit. But customer behavior, human behavior, maybe is a better way to say it. I think that takes a long time to revert back to the way things were.
And what would you say are the major differences in approach B versus A?
Approach B might be, and I'd say this very respectfully, we need each other more than we thought we did in the past.
Not going to beat each other up.
So the change of, hey, I've figured out my supply chain and it's very tight and buttoned up. Yeah, that's great when it's performing, but when it's not performing, we suddenly need people differently. So, the idea of having a broader supply chain strategy, sourcing strategy, I think customers are going to be more open to that thinking and recognize that, the one mode fits all is not going to work.
Yeah. And I think back to the days, a long time ago, I used to deal with some purchasing people who were involved in General Motors, and they had some kind of a purchasing plan, but it basically was to beat everybody in to lower their price and deliver faster all the time.
Right.
And even when you did, then they weren't happy the next month. You had to do it even better.
Right. And now the mood is, I just need parts to satisfy my customer. And
and we understand what you're going through. We're going through the same things.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Good. Let's talk about the 6-month outlook. The numbers were basically unchanged. 42% of the respondents expect things to be better 6 months down the road. 48% expect it to be the same, and only 9% are in the negative territory where they think things are going to be worse. And you kind of said that everybody you talked to are thinking things are going to be great, or strong demand through all of next year.
That's what we're hearing. That's what we're seeing. We haven't heard the worse from too many folks. But Mike, I'm an optimist guy, so I might just not be listening to those people.
Yeah, just filter them out. So.
Exactly.
Good. Well, let's get into the commentary. Some of it was not so optimistic. It was all people not seeing much improvement in the state of the supply chain. One respondent said, quote, "Deliveries not improving. Distributors all searching for the same parts. Vanishing inventory levels. No end in sight," end quote. And we had another participant talked on the raw material supply. Somebody, making the fasteners, which you guys do both, distribute and manufacture. Quote, "Raw material deliveries still problematic. Wire vendors continue to push deliveries out into the second quarter of 2022, especially on stainless steel." Is that what you guys are seeing too?
For sure. Yep. We're seeing all those things and having to adjust accordingly. Some things are a little easier to adjust. We are managing the inventory, I'll just say, differently than we did, obviously, 18 months ago, looking out longer term. But of course, yeah, all those challenges, we are certainly faced with those challenges. The thing that we recognize is some of those things we can't do anything about. So how do we respond to those things, and how do we focus on the things we can change? I know that's an old trope, but let's focus on the things we can change, and manage the things we can't as best as we can. When we talk to customers, and we explain to them, yes, shipping, inbound shipping rates are up, lead time is longer. Nobody says, well, I've never heard that before. Everybody says, yeah, of course, I get it. Let me know what you know. And so, it seems like what do customers want to know right now? What does the market want to know right now is the best data you can give them. So if we say, hey, those parts are coming in and, we expect the supply chain to smooth out, that doesn't mean much. But to say we know those parts are committed to come in, bad news, they're later than you want, but we can guarantee that they're coming in on, the fourth week of the month. That's when customers seem to respond and say, okay, I can do something with that information. So just give me something that's decent, good information, and I can do something with it. But don't give me nothing.
Don't mislead them. Yeah,
exactly.
And you mentioned the old trope of focusing on what you can change. It might be old, but it's always accurate. So.
Yep.
We had a comment here that was a little bit more on the positive side. They said, quote, inventory has been lost in transit. Purgatory has finally begun to show up. Attention must be paid to demand trends and managing inventories moving forward, with the challenges mainly pertaining to continued shipping congestion through the holiday and the Chinese New Year season. So it's just going to keep on being tough.
It's going to stay the same. Yep.
And then there was a few comments on sales numbers. You said not everybody wants to give out their numbers, but there are some people on the FDI survey who did. They said sales are incredible, up almost 40% year to date over last year and almost 30% from 2019.
Yeah. And that is great to see. Great to see. And, I guess the challenge we have is that a result of pandemic, or was that in motion, and really the challenges in the supply chain are a result of the pandemic? The growth was in place, was going to happen. I don't have enough data or enough insight to be able to answer that, and I wish I could. What I know now is, customers are busy, they want things, and if you have things, you're making them happy.
Now, we didn't have any comments this time about labor, and that's been an ongoing theme over this year. And so I thought I'd just give you a chance. You want to say anything about labor?
We're a great place to work. Come join us.
We're hiring.
Yes. Certainly ongoing challenge, finding people. There's at this point, someone can kind of work anywhere. And if they're going to choose to work, they have their choice of where they want to work. When I drive around, here in Cleveland, and I see the signs up, $1,500 signing bonus, refer a friend, we're hiring, flexible hours. I look and it goes, wow, those kind of look like bribes, right?
Yeah.
Please come work here. We'll pay you $1,500 just to show up. By the way, we're an awful place to work. So, I wonder, not in the fastener industry, of course, but, out there is this idea of it's hard to attract good talent. Well, make sure you're attractive, something we've always said. And if you're attractive, it'll be easier to attract good talent. If you're unattractive, it's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be tough. But it's of course tough. It's tough for everyone, even the most attractive out there.
Yeah, and I would think retention's tough too. So maybe that's a good segue. Unless you have anything else on the FDI, we can jump in and you can tell the listeners what's new and interesting at Earnest Machine.
Yeah, what's new and interesting? Supply chain is fine. Prices are coming down. Plenty of employees. That's where we hope to be at some point. What's new at Earnest Machine? 5 years. Yeah, maybe. What's new at Earnest Machine is, we're having a really good year. We've enjoyed not just, the changes in the market and seeing some increase in sales, but we've really enjoyed the team that we're building here at Earnest. We have hired a lot of people. Since COVID, we've brought on about 35 people. So in the last 18 months, 35, wow. Some replacements there, some new hires. And what we're seeing is there's some real excitement about what's happening and how we respond to it. So I like to talk about our culture quite a bit because it's something we spend a lot of time and energy on and really proud of. But it's what makes even these challenging times, we have fun together as a team. And hopefully those smiling people on the inside, when customers call, they're having a good experience with our team. So they can enjoy where we are.
Yeah, there's and in fact, I watched it and rewatched it. I saw it before, but there's a nice 2-minute video on your culture on your website that listeners can check out and see what it's all about. And well done on that. And you refer to a couple of things. You have, I think, a morning huddle. Get the company, everybody together to talk about what's going on. And talk about hugging cactuses. And
yes. Yep. Every Monday, 10:12, we all get together. These days that we still have, a lot of people working remote, working from home, or, we're doing both. So we pull everyone together on a Zoom call, and we go over how well we did that week, introduce new people, talk about our core values, specific projects we're working on. And it's a great time to remind people of what we're in business to do. So occasionally we bring a customer on, have them present, how they work with us, and address the real issues of what's going on. And it's a great time. It's 20 minutes out of the week where everyone can at least see each other and connect and make some.
So it's not a long-winded 3-hour meeting.
No.
Yeah, well, if anybody's interested, you can visit earnestmachine.com to check that out and check out different products and services that you guys offer. So
thanks.
I also saw that you're involved with something called the Employers Resource Council, the ERC. You're the chairperson, I think, on that. Right
former chairperson, Mike.
Okay.
Okay. I was I finished my term cleanly, and I was involved with ERC, which is a great organization. Which, one of the reasons passionate about culture is I've learned a lot from them, been involved with them for a number of years, and they've really put out some great material to help companies be great, help companies get through some of the very difficult questions that are out there right now. What do I do about this specific situation? The work from home issues, the COVID issues, that's definitely popping up quite a bit. But yeah, ERC has been a tremendous asset for us to grow our culture and manage our team better.
Yeah, very good. Now, you mentioned the show in Cleveland. I saw you from a distance. We had a booth there, and I saw you from a distance, but we didn't talk. So I'll give you the chance to tell the listeners what your Cleveland Fastener Fair USA experience was like.
It was great for me because I got to, stay at my own home and drive down in the morning. So that was really nice. It was great to see people again. That social fabric, right? I mean, just being able to be involved with that and connecting with people, looking them face to face, shaking some hands. Of course, Purell nearby was really nice. Of course, it was. A smaller show than we've seen in the past. Everybody knew that. There was no way it was going to be the same size. And that was nice. It was like an intimate cocktail reception versus a big bash. So I had some great conversations and really enjoyed seeing people again. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was a good thing. And I wanted to bring up, when I was preparing for this, I found this artifact from an old trade show that's actually a Earnest Machine Products yardstick. I don't know if you remember these. It's not a flat, flimsy one. It's actually the cross section is a square.
Yep.
And it says "Fasteners for Industry Serving the World." 1-800-EARNEST on it. So I still have this. It's maybe 20 years old, maybe.
It might be out of spec by now. It's wood, so I'm sure it's moved quite a bit.
It's still wood. It's got inches and centimeters on it.
Wow, so. That was ahead of its time. It's funny you bring that up because I have to say, my uncle Jim, who a lot of people knew, a lot of the longer time people in the industry, he was great for putting promotional items out. We have 2 large crates loaded with that, and for years it's been marked "Save for 75th anniversary." And that's coming up for us. So in 2023, we will be opening those crates and finding probably a few hundred yardsticks in there, not to mention a bunch of other things. So thanks for the reminder. Yeah, 75th soon.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Still works good. So make them like a good fastener. Okay, the last thing I wanted to mention is I think you were part of that Tough Mudder team. Is that correct?
Yes.
And I think I heard somebody say that afterwards you went to a 100-mile race or 100-mile run.
Chance to clean up that little gossip, but I like it. I'm in a long-term training for a 100-mile run.
That's my question is how do you do that?
You run a lot. You do 5Ks, you do 10Ks, 25Ks, 50Ks, you do lots and lots of running. You run in the middle of the night to get used to running in the dark.
By yourself.
Yes. You get a good headlamp. You learn how to eat when you're running. There's lots to learn. And I'll take the opportunity, so that 100-mile, it's been delayed a couple times with some injury and some not quite there with the training, but looking in the early part of 2022 to do that. And I'm doing that to raise money for a home for women and families in transition.
Oh,
so
very good.
Transition from an unsafe place to a safe place. So yeah, looking to run 100 miles and raise $100,000.
Now, is this a race with other people, or is it something you do on your own, or is it a...
So believe it or not, I'm not the only one who has decided to run 100 miles. There's lots of people that do this. The races can be anywhere from 50 contestants up to 150. Some races as small as 20, and not everybody finishes. So, And to point out, race is probably not the best word. For me, it's an organized run within a specific time frame.
Yeah.
But my goal is not to race; it is to finish.
To finish it.
Yeah.
Now, I knew a guy from another industry that we cover who did this, and he did it in New England, and he told me a story about running in hail at night. And then there was places, you could stop and get refreshed and things like that. But, he said it was quite an experience, but I still remember that image of him running by himself at night in a downpour that turned into hail.
And people do this a lot. It's crazy. That might be the easier part of the running, but that Tough Mudder team, that was awesome. That was great to have that put together. And I think Bob Bear did an excellent job coordinating and championing our group. It was a ton of fun, and it was great to see everybody cross the finish line.
Yeah. Now, have you always been a runner? I know you used to bike a lot, and then you were transitioning to running, you told me several years ago.
Yeah, started running about 8 years ago or so.
Wow. So start 8 years ago, and then you're getting up to 100 miles. That's quite a jump.
It's ridiculous. So, but hey, when you need time alone, my kids aren't chasing me when I go out for 2 hours running. Nobody wants to join me, so I can have some nice quiet time to think about things.
Yeah. Oh. All right. Well, good luck with that.
Thanks.
All right. Anything else to add?
Looking forward to Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Day, all those fun holidays that we get to celebrate, and starting off 2022 with some continued excitement at Earnest.
Good. All right. Well, I want to thank you for joining. And I forgot to mention at the beginning, this is your first time in the FDI seat, and I think you did a good job. And I want to thank you for joining us and providing your commentary on the FDI and the fastener industry.
You bet, Mike. Thanks for the opportunity.
That was Kirk Zehnder. He's the CEO of Earnest Machine. The FDI number for October was 56.1 versus 54.2 in September 2021. Visit FDIsurvey.com to participate in the process and get a detailed PDF copy of Baird's monthly analysis. Now for today's top story. Nord-Lock Group is investing heavily in 2021 as it just announced the company's third major expansion inauguration in just 7 months. 2 weeks after opening a new facility in Pittsburgh to house the group's expanded Superbolt production and its new U.S. sales operations, Nord-Lock unveiled a new production facility expansion in Matmar, Sweden, to meet increased demand for its products. Last February, the Nord-Lock Group opened another expanded facility in Sweden, which featured a doubled production area to make pivot pins and other bolting products. Frederick Mueller, president and CEO of the Nord-Lock Group, had this to say: "We are seeing a sharp increase in demand for our solutions from customers from all over the world, and to ensure future needs, we have expanded our 3 largest units during the pandemic and invested in state-of-the-art equipment. The new facility ensures a long-term production capacity and provides us with a good basis for continued focus on innovation and development of world-leading bolting solutions." At the opening of the USA facility, Peter Miranda, Regional Sales Director of the Americas, had this to say, quote, "This new facility will be key in inviting all of our existing and potential customers to get in-depth product and application training, as well as going behind the scenes to see the amazing engineering work in our production areas," end quote. Next up, today's Fastener Newsmaker headlines. In acquisition, expansion, and contract news, Bright & Best International acquired Vertex Distribution and expanded its BBI Dallas facility. Horst Engineering opened a new factory in Connecticut. Frontenac acquired EFC International. Bufab purchased all outstanding shares of the Tilco Trading Company. Hillman Solutions doubled its distribution center capacity in Jacksonville, Florida. Link Systems acquired Aero Fastener. Grainger announced expanded customer service capabilities by adding 100 new headquarter jobs. The Passard Group acquired Jevica. Worth Industry North America added over 50,000 C-parts to the Worth catalog. Wencor Group acquired ACS Industries. Hague Fasteners invested in a new 3-axis CNC lathe, and SFS landed a multi-year automotive contract worth more than $100 million. In personnel news, Brad Gallagher joined ND Industries as Business Development Manager, and Clarendon Specialty Fasteners welcomed Aaron Wadelick as the new VP of their supply chain. You can get details on all of these stories and more in Fastener Technology International Magazine and the Fastener News Report monthly newsletter, both available online at fastenertech.com. Now let's turn to the back page to talk about Fastener Fair USA. This month I had an easy time attending Fastener Fair USA as it was just a 40-minute drive from where I research and produce the Fastener News Report and Fastener Technology International Magazine. Held in beautiful downtown Cleveland at the impressive Huntington Convention Center and within sight of the Great Lake Erie, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and thousands of orange seats in First Energy Stadium where the Cleveland Browns sometimes play professional football. Fastener Fair USA was staged on 3 stunningly pleasant Indian summer days, which are common and welcome in Ohio. As expected, the show was smaller than in past years, but in my opinion, it was a great effort and outcome for the visitors, exhibitors, and organizers. Highlights for me included more than 100 Fastener exhibitors, the new Buckeye Fasteners exhibit, the Gobel Fasteners product demos, the IFI training and quality presentation on the show floor, the unenforced mask mandate, and the upbeat attitude of virtually everyone I talked to in Cleveland. Next year, the show moves to Detroit, Michigan in May of 2022, and expectations are already high for an even larger event. So congratulations to the fastener industry to get some decent in-person events into the books for 2021. And now for some back page bonus questions on trucks. Did you know that the newly publicly traded electrical truck maker Rivian Automotive is worth over $120 billion? And did you know in the last 12 months it has just sold 156 vehicles? And did you know that Rivian doesn't expect to fill the 55,400 orders it has on hand until the end of 2023? And did you also know that General Motors is valued at almost 20% less than Rivian at just $98 billion? And did you know that in the USA alone, GM sells more than 2 million internal combustion engine trucks per year, not to mention millions of others trucks and cars, including electric ones, all over the world? In its IPO prospectus, Rivian acknowledged that its business model is dependent on regulatory requirements and tax credit incentives, as well as future bans on internal combustion engines. A few episodes ago, I likened the modern plans for electric vehicles to the children's story of the Emperor's New Clothes. But the Wall Street Journal's editorial page has one-upped me by dubbing Rivian Automotive as a government unicorn. Well, I think it's safe to say that our American emperors are surely in the business of making lots of unicorns these days. By the way, I was wondering where the name Rivian came from and what it meant, so I looked it up, and evidently it's based on the 120-mile-long Indian River Lagoon system in Florida, a place of importance to Rivian's CEO. They came up with the name by taking the first 3 letters of Indian and River and reversing the order to get Rivian. This move reminds me of practicing Pig Latin as a kid, but 21st century spelling gimmicks might be the trending way of naming things after American Indians without waking up the woke practitioners. So Indian River can become Rivian, and the Cleveland Indians can change to the Cleveland Guardians, and everyone is happy, including the unicorns. This has been Mike McNulty of Fastener Technology International bringing you the Fastener News Report. Please send your news, pictures, comments, corrections, or complaints to me at mcnulty@fastenertech.com.
At Bright & Best, we continue to expand our wide range of products, including stainless steel and metric fasteners. Our family of brands include Preferred, U.S. Anchor, and Ironclad Performance Wear. BBI has been a trusted partner since 1925. With award-winning hand tools, gloves, and drywall screws, BBI is the largest master distributor of fasteners in the USA. Tested, tried, and true. We are Bright & Best. To learn more about Bright & Best, visit brightandbest.com.
Since 1905, Buckeye Fasteners and the Ohio Nut and Bolt Company have been supplying the world with high-quality fasteners. Our standard product lines include weld fasteners, braided weld screws, leg levelers, self-clinching hardware, clevis pins, rivet nuts, and various other fastener lines, allowing us to support virtually all types of industries. BuckeyeFasteners.com. Buckeye Fasteners, more than just weld.
ND Industries has been increasing the safety and reliability of fastener assemblies by developing innovative materials and processes since 1955. Names like ND Patch, Thermalock, Electrolock, and Vibratite serve a wide variety of fastening applications across North America and around the world. To see our full line of innovative products or to discuss your application requirements, contact ND Industries today at www.ndindustries.com.
Well, hey everyone, this is Carmen Vertullo coming to you with the Fastener Training Minute from the Fastener Training Institute and AIM Testing Laboratory in beautiful El Cajon, California. Today's Fastener Training Minute is about a particular word in the fastener installation process, and this word is snug, as in snug tight, and it normally applies to structural bolting applications. However, understanding the need for properly snug tightening joints in the structural bolt application greatly informs our understanding of all bolted joints and proper tightening of bolted joints and some of the options that we have for tightening bolted joints. So when I come back, I'm going to explain more to you about snug tight and why knowing about snug is a good thing for all bolted joints.
Thanks, Carmen. This is Jo Morris with the Fastener Training Institute. It is so great to be back to in-person instruction, and I am happy to announce some news. We have our acclaimed Certified Fastener Specialist week-long program has just undergone a complete refresh. We have a brand new curriculum. With the help from the Industrial Fasteners Institute, our Fastener Training Week now includes a lot more interactive content, revised class presentations, and expanded course outline. So our next week-long class is going to be hosted by the Pacific West Fastener Association in Los Angeles from November 29th through December 3rd. But before that, are any of you headed to Vegas? We are. FTI will be there, and we are hosting a full-day seminar instructed by Carmen Vertullo and Rob LaPointe from AIM Testing Lab. We're going to present value-added service or costly mistake, key elements for the entire supply chain. This full-day program will show users and suppliers how to detect and prevent risks associated with value-added fastener services and maximize opportunity for a great result. This class is truly for everybody. So if you're a fastener distributor, if you're an end user, or if you're a manufacturer, whether you're in purchasing, sales, engineering, quality, you know what, even operations, you really need this class. Everybody does secondary processes, so you can register through the IFE website or directly with FTI. And lastly, we have recently launched a brand new webinar series called Fastener Basics Like Never Before, sponsored by Bright & Best International. It's a 21-part webinar series presented by Carmen Vertullo. You can join anytime. We record all the sessions and you can still complete the full series. Come on, let's face it, Carmen, he is the master at webinar fastener training classes, and he uses his talents to present each topic creatively using a ton of cameras. He's got great stories, and in so much detail, you'll walk away an expert. This program covers all topics relevant to new fastener professionals, and it's really a great precursor for any advanced learning that you want to do with FTI. So for more information about any of our webinars and our classes, please visit our website at www.fastenertraining.org. Thanks, everyone. Now back to Carmen.
Quality products, quality service, quality customers. That's 3Q Inc., a fastener distributor unlike any you've worked with before. With its unique remote managed inventory stocking programs, wide array of secondary service offerings, and wholly owned cold forming capability, 3Q Inc. has been supporting fastener distributors since 2008. 3Q offers a wide range of 100% American-made fasteners, including 100% made in USA domestic lock washers, clevis pins and bolts, special ITW screw products, Tap R, Boss Screw, TL stud, and grip tied inserts, Sems lock washer products, split lock washers, tooth lock washers, and square cone, as well as specialty and imported parts. Give 3Q a call today to discuss your needs and experience 3Q quality for yourself. 3Q Inc. www.3q-inc.com.
Well, welcome back, everybody. This is Carmen Vertullo again with the Fastener Training Minute, talking to you about snug tight. In the structural bolt world, the first step in installing these bolts or tensioning them is called snug tightening. And what snug tightening means is we're going to install the bolts and the nuts, and we're going to tighten the nuts until all the plies in the bolted joint are in what's called firm contact. That means that there is no more wiggle room in the joint. All of the bending or non-flatness of the joint that can be squeezed out has been squeezed out. And the way we do that is we start from the center of the joint or the most rigid part, and we tighten these bolts, even if it's just 2 bolts, but normally there's going to be 2 to many to dozens even, in an orderly fashion, starting from the center part of the joint and working our way outward. Now, one of the things that may happen is as we tighten up a joint or a bolt in the joint, the bolt next to it that has already been tightened may come loose because we've pushed the plies closer together. So it's a little bit of a back and forth double checking operation. But once all of those bolts have been snug tightened as defined by 2 things, one is all the plies are in firm contact, and the other is the force on the nut or the torque on the nut is that which is applied by an iron worker with a normal spud wrench. So a small bolt like a 1/2-inch bolt will have a relatively small wrench. A larger bolt like a 1-inch bolt or an 1.5-inch bolt will have a larger wrench. So pretty much as tight as you can make it by wrench, by hand, is what snug tight is. And in many structural bolts, once we've done that, we're done. It's called a snug tighten joint. We don't need to tighten the joint any further. These are called bearing joints, and essentially we're depending upon the shear strength of the bolt to hold the steel together. One step beyond that, we have more sophisticated joints, which are called fully tensioned joints or slip critical joints. In those cases, we now need to tighten the bolt much tighter. But what this snug tighten operation has done for us in preparation for that final tightening, which is actually called pre-tensioning. It's not a word I'm fond of, but that's the word we use, pre-tensioning the joint. We have a 0 point. We have a place to start, and we mark the bolt, we mark the nut, and we mark the socket, and we mark the steel. And now we can turn the nut a certain number of degrees, and that will tell us that we have achieved tension required to make those plies squeeze together tight enough to provide a fully tensioned joint, or in a more sophisticated requirement, what's called a slip critical joint, where we're not depending on the tension of the bolts to hold everything together, but the tension of the bolts providing friction between the plies as they are tightened together so tightly that they can't move or slip. And so we have a slip critical joint application there. So what does that have to do with other bolted joints? Well, it turns out that this method called angle or torque and angle, if you will, is a better method for tightening any joint, not just for structural joints. But the key is finding 0. So once we learn how to find a 0, that is the snug tightened position in any bolted joint, whether it's automotive or a piece of equipment or a structural joint, now we can use angle as our method. And angle is more precise. It's easier to train people to do. It's less likely to cause a problem. We don't need calibrated torque wrenches and so on. We even have a new product in the structural bolt world called the torque and angle joint, where we have a special tool that gives us our snug tight with a low torque and then gives us our final tensioning with an angle. And those are very new on the market. And if you're in the structural bolt world, you probably need to learn about the TNA product, and that'll be a topic of another Fastener Training Minute, as well as how do we actually know when we're in the steel that this method that we've chosen to use provides us this accurate amount of tension. So snug is the word of the day. I don't like the word because when I think of snug, I think of, a hug. Snug as a bug in a rug, just kind of not very tight. But snug tight when it comes to bolts is actually a lot more than snug. It's pretty dang tight. So I hope you can use this information going forward, whether you're in the structural bolt world or in just any kind of assembly situation where you might want to consider using angle as your method for tightening the bolt instead of torque. Well, this has been Carmen Vertullo with the Fastener Training Minute, coming to you again from Fastener Training Institute in AIM Testing Laboratory. Thanks for listening.
Hey, this is Matthew Boyd, forging the future at Parker Fasteners out of Buckeye, Arizona, and you're listening to Brian and Eric on Fully Threaded Radio.
Rich Cavoto from Metric and Multi.
Where are we, Rich?
We're in Cleveland, Ohio, right now at the Fastener Fair 2021.
And you're walking the show instead of having a booth, right?
Yeah, we're still kind of taking some precaution. So I figured I'd come just one day and walk it, and looks like a pretty decent-sized show. Just started here about 11 o'clock, so looks pretty good so far.
All right. So purpose for being here at the show?
You can always keep an eye on your competition and maybe some new suppliers that can help us fill in with the slowdown and a little bit of a shortage in material these days coming from overseas.
So what's the biggest problem over there at Multi? Is it supply chain, pricing, or labor?
I would say our supply chain is actually pretty good right now. It's just a matter of getting the labor to get it out. At all of our locations. So, anybody, send them over.
Okay. Do you listen to Fully Threaded Radio?
Every episode.
And which guest did you like the best? Or is on like one of your top 10?
My top 10 probably would be George Hunt, fellow president of the Midwest Fastener Association. I should say, me being a previous, him being the current. It's always good to hear what George says to promote the industry and our association.
Thanks for talking.
Great to talk to you. Thanks, Lynn.
Ralph from Metro.
And Ralph has been a customer of ours for a long time, and he just said this wonderful thing. Tell us what you were talking about.
In Computer Insights, when you go into the vendor inquiry, it shows your exact part, and it searches through Fastener Clearinghouse.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, you don't have to go to the website and look for the part. It actually interfaces right to the exact part.
Well, that sounds pretty cool. I wonder who did that. Some really smart guy. It must have been me, I think.
I think it was Brain.
Yeah, see my name? Brain Master. I got the name wrong.
Maryann Waltz from Cincinnati Fastener.
Holly Cittadino, Cincinnati Fastener.
With the climate going on recently in the industry, it's just great to get out and see everybody again. We chose not to go to Vegas this year, and so it's really great to be here and reconnect with all of our great suppliers. And of course, always looking for new opportunities and new avenues in our supply chain.
Everyone's always talking about the big three, right? Supply chain, pricing, and labor. What's your number one out of those?
I'd say labor. There's just nothing more important than people and the right people. Mm-hmm. So I guess that has to edge out the other two.
Okay, great. Is there a fourth one? Is there something else that you have to worry about in your industry right now?
No, those are the concerns right now, yeah.
Frank Duffy, Set Screw and Manufacturing.
Do you know about Fully Threaded Radio?
I have heard of Fully Threaded Radio. Yeah. It's a good library there that you have. Some good information coming from some of them. It's nice to hear some of the industry leaders on the radio.
So. All right. Oh, that's great. Now, tell me, what's happening with Set Screw?
I'm trying to hold the world together. But just like everybody else, supply chain issues and everything's coming up. But we're here. We're stocking a lot of stuff. So if you need any stock and set screws, you can give us a call.
All right.
A lot of good leads this year at this Fastener Fair. It's been a good show so far.
Right.
So.
Right. All right. I'm over here at Volt, and guess who I'm talking with?
Heidi Volltrauer.
What's new over there?
Well, we're growing. We're up over 40% from last year. It's unbelievable. I just signed off on a loan. We're going to be expanding. It's very exciting news. We're going to be adding about 35,000 square feet to our current facility. And we're just growing. We have to keep expanding and keep up with the demand.
How does Daddy feel about that? First off, how is Daddy, and how does he feel about expanding?
He's really good. Thanks for asking. Yeah. He's very excited. As you know, he started this company in 1992. Right. So to see where it's at now, he's very, very proud of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and he's got to be very proud of you.
I think so. He says so. So I think so.
Oh, that's
absolutely.
Good. So, Heidi, what else is going on over at Volt? Besides expanding, what are you going to put in there?
Well, we're going to add new equipment, of course, and we're going to try not to hire as many people. We're really working on efficiency, so we're going to automate anywhere that we can. And, of course, as everybody knows right now, it's hard to find people. Mm-hmm. So automation is the direction we're going to go in.
Robots?
Yeah, robotics, as much as we can. There's certain things you just can't do that, but as much as we can, we will.
I want a tour when you get those robotics in.
I would love that. Right. Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll all meet at Volt and you can show off the building.
And we can have a good time.
Hey, how about that? Yes. All right, we're still in Cleveland. I'm over here at BBI talking with
George Hunt.
How are you, George Hunt?
I'm well, Lynn. How are you?
I'm well also.
Good.
George, before we get into other stuff about the show and everything, of course, you guys have been kind of like in the news, you know?
Yeah.
So should I say the big word? Acquisition?
It's been exciting. It's been an exciting 30 to 60 days, right? We're really excited to have Vertex a part of the Brighton Best team and the family, and it's going to be an exciting time.
When did that come about?
Just recently. I think we announced it to the industry in November. Mm-hmm. And now we are looking forward to blending Vertex into the Brighton Best portfolio and just really going through a slow transition and servicing the market the best that we know how.
Okay. And is there other acquisitions coming down the road? Can I scoop?
Look, we're looking to grow organically and otherwise. And there's always some opportunities for us out there. And if there's something out there that makes sense, we're definitely looking into it.
All right, great. All right, so now let's get to the show.
Yeah.
And?
It's a nice turnout. I'm really impressed with the foot traffic here, and I think Fastener Fair did an excellent job of putting together a venue that is welcoming, inviting, and getting people to talk about not only our industry, but what the market's going to look like in the next 6 to 12 months.
Okay. Now, everybody's been talking about, the 3 big challenges. I bet you know what they are in the industry, right? Mm-hmm. So which one is the biggest for BBI?
For us, we are a vendor of convenience on the off chance somebody needs it. We need inventory. Our niche is inventory. And we are doing our very best to try to get the inventory here as soon as possible. As you know, it's hard to keep that inventory in stock. Everybody's taking it as soon as it hits the docks, it hits the ports, it hits our warehouses, it's gone. So there is a balance between trying to get as much inventory as we possibly can and trying to make sure that we are here to support the market as a whole and getting them the goods and services they need.
Okay, so how about labor?
Labor is still a struggle. We're seeing it on this side. I'm sure others are too. We're down a lot of people, and that's probably our biggest Achilles heel, not only for Brighton Best, but for the market itself. we need people. We need people to ship, pack, process, and get stuff out the door. And right now with the volumes that we are seeing, it could be anywhere upwards of 40% in LTL, 40% will call, and quite honestly, it's small package. We're up 100, 120% UPS. So we need a labor force that is going to be able to accommodate that. And for whatever reason, it's just not there. So if you're looking for a job, and you're looking for a good opportunity and a good company to work for, call George.
Yeah, there you go. You want to put your phone number on?
Brighton Best. GHIII at BrightonBest.com.
There you go. And I will say, you have like the best giveaway here.
Thank
you. USB little glove, ironclad glove. It's so wonderful. Too bad you guys can't see it, but it's wonderful.
We need to get a Brighton Best one. At all these shows, you bring all these literatures, all these pieces of literature, and you end up taking it all home because everybody gets on a plane and they don't want to take all that stuff. So, you know this, Lynn. We're an IT company that sells fasteners. We're gonna put all that stuff on a USB port, and that way you can take it, plug it into your computer, and you've got all the flyers and literatures and line cards that you need.
It is very cool. And I'm driving, so I'm taking bags. I got a lot of stuff to bring back. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm here with
Jamie Clark.
Parker Porosky.
From
Hodel Natco Industries.
All right.
Long
how's
FCH member.
There you go. And how's things going over there?
Things are very busy right now. Industry is crazy, but always exciting.
Always exciting. And you're walking the show for?
Just to look for new things and meet up with friends and introduce Parker as a new part of our team.
Parker, you're new, huh? You're new over there?
Not new to the industry, but new to these commodities.
Okay. Cool. All right. Good. Very cool. So, the 3 challenges, you guys know them, right? That everybody's complaining about, right?
Inventory, lead time, cost.
Yeah. And labor.
Okay.
All right. You guys have another one, or is that yours too?
That's it.
Any end in sight?
I don't think so. I think we still got another year of this, maybe.
So you think 2022 we're going to be talking about the same thing?
23.
Yeah, 23. Wow. Yeah. He's telling stories. All right, I'm over here at the ND group with
Anthony Costa.
Anthony, do you know about Fully Threaded Radio?
I do.
Yeah?
Is that Eric Dudas?
Oh, that is that Eric Dudas.
That's right.
Everybody seems to know Eric Dudas there.
He's all over. He's a man about town.
And, of course, we're still over here in Cleveland at the Fastener Fair. And so tell me, how are things going?
You know what? I think that the traffic is probably a little bit lighter than normal, but we all know why. But I think that the quality of the conversations are just as good as, if not better. I mean, people that are here really want to be here, so it's a little bit more meaningful. So the people that we are engaging, the customers that we are talking to, they've been, very good conversations.
Now, everyone's been telling me the top 3 issues or challenges they've been having is supply chain issues, pricing, and labor. You got something different?
Well, I think that as an industry, you've probably hit it right on the head, but ND Industries is nimble enough company. We engage with various groups to find employees, and schedule more shifts to get work out. I mean, we're trying to weather the storm just like anybody else, but we see those problems in the marketplace.
Oh, I know companies that will pay you money for that, companies that help you find employees.
Yeah, we know who they are. We work with most of them.
Okay. So is there a number 4? What do you think 2022's biggest issue is going to be?
I think the supply chain still. I think that's going to be going on at least until, through third quarter next year. I don't see it stopping anytime soon. There's still a tremendous amount of backlog, and we'll just have to see it. And I could be wrong, but
thanks for talking.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So I'm here with
Bernie Longen, Linfast Solutions Group.
Oh, and you've been in the news, Bernie.
Is that right? Huh?
Yes.
The company has been in the news.
Yes, the company's been in the news. So should I say it? Acquisitions?
All very positive. Yes. So, recently Solution Industries, great company, great customer service, great people. Not a lot to tell yet. It's all very new. Big plans. Things are looking really positive for the future. Yes.
Okay. So did they ask you, do you guys look at a list and say, oh, what companies would we like to add in? How do acquisitions happen?
Well, I think, in this world we're in today with, acquisitions becoming more and more popular over the last several years, we're no different. And we're always looking for businesses that will complement the success route that we've had to this point, and Solution certainly fits that bill. They're a great secondary processor, which has been a real area of growth for our business, and it's just a natural. So very complementary to the LinFast Solutions Group, without a doubt.
All right. So now let's just turn back to LinFast and everything. Everybody's been talking about the three biggest challenges, which has been supply chain, pricing, and labor. Do you guys have another one, or are you on the top three too? Are those your top three?
No, I think everybody in this industry shares those areas that you spelled out. They're challenging. We need to kind of think outside of the box to solve those things with any resources available to us. But we all share in that struggle. We're looking forward to the day when maybe things ease up a little bit in those areas and we can all get back to some type of normalcy and see the industry return to what we all know it to be for so many years. But those are definitely concerning areas, but we're managing through it, and we're doing some things that are helping us keep our business running and staying healthy.
Okay. Were you in Vegas?
We did not attend the Vegas show. We were signed up. We were planning on doing the full show, but with the COVID concerns and supply chain things going on, we just decided that was, for the first time ever, that was not a good decision for us to attend that show. But things have lightened up a little bit since then, and we definitely want to get out and make a presence with our friends in the industry. So this is a good event for us.
I have with me here at the show
London, Penland.
And London, I think you're spying.
No. I'm just out here to see my fastener industry friends. But yeah, no. I get why you say that, though, because it is true that I am working with International Fastener Expo now under Emerald.
But that's not what your shirt says.
That is not, yeah. Unfortunately, IFE hasn't given me a polo yet, so if y'all hear that, let me know. But yeah, but Young Fastener Professionals has, and we have a new logo, and so I'm sporting our new logo because we've got some cool things going. With Young Fastener Professionals, obviously in 2020 things were crazy, right? And so we ran the new events, we ran all those virtual events, we got those going. I got involved with the education committee at NFDA, and we started running those virtual events with them, which we've been running those every other month. And so it kind of put some things off, but some of the stuff that we did get done during this whole pandemic era, I guess, is that we did get finalized with NFDA, so we are officially a subsidiary of the NFDA now. Yeah,
very good.
So which provides us with a lot of support, a lot of stability. One thing that Baron Yarborough, I think he set the precedent for was kind of pulling a George Washington and stepping away. And so that's something that we want to continue to do. That, I'm only going to be a leader with YFP for some time, and we want new leaders to come in. And so a part of grooming new leaders for our industry and bringing in new talent for our industry is something that we've been talking about and working on for a while, which is called the regional directorship model. Mm-hmm. The regional directorship model is going to be where we're actually going to have at least relatively young, it could be young at heart people, but that are from all over the country that want to be associated with Young Fasteners Professionals. And we'd like to run activities for high school students, college students, and adults, young adults, that attract that young talent into the industry and help them prepare to be, valuable to our companies in the fastener industry.
Oh, and we so need that because everyone's talking about the labor shortage.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So we definitely want to, I think that this industry has a lot of potential, a lot of promise, and we definitely want to get that message out there that, there's so many people at this show right now that, might not even have college degrees. And yet they're doing great for themselves in this industry, It does require some hard work. It does require knowing some people. But that's why you go around, you talk, you meet, you get involved with groups like YFP and FDA, PacWest, SFA, all Wi-Fi, and all of them. And yeah. And then, I think there's a lot of potential there. And so we want to continue to provide young people with those opportunities as a way of helping them and as a way of serving the industry, because you're absolutely correct that, those labor shortages are certainly an issue that we're facing today.
That's great. And it's good to see you again.
Yes, ma'am. Good to see you. Yeah.
When you go back and you're talking to Morgan, I want you to tell him full carpeting.
Yeah, I see it here on the show. Yeah, they got it right there. You heard it, Morgan. It's there.
All right, second day of the fair, and I'm here with
Christian, TJ.
And of course, they're from
Go Bell Fasteners.
Oh, all right. So, how has it been?
It's been good so far. Steady traffic.
Great steady traffic. A lot of good quality visits.
Should I put you on the spot? You were in Vegas.
Another excellent show.
Yeah.
Another excellent?
We actually think there's better attendance to this show. Even though it's a smaller show footprint, I think we've had more attendance at this show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what else has been going on? What have you been doing in Cleveland?
Well, we've been showcasing the new battery tools. So we just launched the new 18-volt lithium cordless tool line. They set rivets, riv nuts, lock bolts, and we also have a hex cutter tool. So those are the newest innovative products we've had.
Every time I'm talking to you guys, you have something new coming up. What do you got?
That also includes 3 different riv nut tools, right? So we can do all the way up to half 13. We also have the tri-bulb, right? The tri-bulb style rivet gun that can pull those as well now with one stroke. So a lot of new innovation.
Thanks for talking with me.
Thanks.
You guys are wonderful.
Lori Massingale, Stock Supply.
Itzela Vasquez, Stock Supply.
And I understand that you attended the Fastener Training Institute classes this week.
We did.
So tell me about them.
It was great. I am brand new to the industry and learned a lot from our training.
I thought it was fantastic. One of the things that I really appreciated was the context and the real examples. So it was not a theoretical class. You left the class feeling you knew something that you could apply right away in your day-to-day job if you're in the fastener industry.
Can you remember the name of the class?
It was Fastener 101.
Fastener 101. And are you also new to the industry?
I am. So I've been in the industry for 6 months. My background is in manufacturing, so it was really good to see how important fasteners are now that I'm part of the fastener industry. And so again, I just felt like there were very practical things I was able to learn that I can put back to go to work.
Isn't it unbelievable how we don't think about fasteners until someone points out that everything has to have a fastener, a buttoner, and you start thinking about it, and you're like, wow.
I've been told 3 or 4 times today the fastener industry is not hard, it's not complicated, but it is very detailed, and that's the truth.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the cool things about the fastener industry is the people. Like, there's a lot of really cool people, a lot of expertise. So, like you said, you don't think about the fastener, but there's a component about, not a component, a main part of the fastener is the manufacturing, another one is the materials, and there are people with tremendous knowledge in those areas. So it's a really cool industry, and you use it every day. I mean, whether you're putting together a lamp in your house, I mean, you have some bolts to put that together, so it's really cool.
Who was the instructor?
Was
Lawrence Gloss?
Yes, Lawrence.
Lawrence, all right. And how would you rate his instructor?
Oh, 10 out of 10. He was amazing, and he took the time to answer our questions, no matter whether they were questions he had heard 100 times. Because there were a lot of people in the class that were new to the industry, and he was very patient and very detailed.
Yes, I think one of the cool things he did was to ask around how long people had been in the industry and kind of what angle from the industry they were coming from, and he used that throughout the class to ask questions. So it was kind of fun when he was like, okay, how many of you think we're going to do this, or how many think this is going to do that? And so it was just really cool. Like, he engaged the class from the moment he started, which was really cool.
So now, how did we get you ladies into the fastener industry? What was the recruitment? Because I'm sure you've heard that, there's a labor shortage. So how did you guys get in here? Maybe you're going to give somebody some tips here.
I was working for a manufacturing plant in my hometown, and Stock Supply actually was one of our vendors that came in to do VMI of our fasteners. Mm-hmm. And through talking to them, found out that there was a job opportunity and got in touch with them and interviewed and ended up hiring on with them. So it was mainly word of mouth, but it was an excellent company with a lot of opportunity for me. and something new. So that's always a bonus. So I'm very excited.
In my case, it was through LinkedIn. So I had put in my LinkedIn that I was really interested in the manufacturing industry, and I had come from a manufacturer. So I got a call one day and said, hey, we're a fast-growing company, and I also have a background in supply chain. So they contacted me through LinkedIn and said, hey, I was honest, I don't know a lot about the product, and they're like, we can teach you the product. And that's one of the things that my tip will be, put yourself out there, and the right company is going to invest in your training. I mean, both Lori and I haven't been in the company barely 6 months, Lori barely a month and a half, and here they have invested in us to not only come to training, but come to the show and
to represent our company.
To represent our company. So it's not only getting on the industry, but also hopefully we are more common that you're going to get in a company that is really good. And I feel companies are really wanting to have more diverse thoughts in their ranks. So really cool.
The thing that's impressed me most about the fastener industry are the people. Everybody is friendly. Everybody is helpful. If you have knowledge, if you don't have knowledge, they're still willing to answer your questions. Yeah. So that's a big plus.
Yeah. And having the Fastener Institute is just
wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm getting ready to start some more of their training classes when I go back to work through video. So I'm very excited about that as well.
Chris McCaffrey, R&D Fasteners.
And?
Craig Penland with Eurolink.
And tell us about the show. We're on second day, everybody.
So far, I actually started the second day getting here early because I wanted to talk to people that I missed yesterday, because yesterday was fantastic. I heard a little bit of complaining about attendance, but also in the second breath after the complaint, it's like you just mentioned, leads. And I've talked to some exhibitors that said, I've got 2-3 new customers already today. So I think that's fantastic. I've been able to generate 7 really positive leads so far and connect with just good customers, just being an attendee and walking. So I think the biggest thing for me is to be out with the fastener community as a whole again and kind of going through the motions of that.
Okay.
Ours has been great to this point. We generated over 30 positive leads yesterday, and we've already seen RFQs come over by email. We've already seen an order come over by email just in the last 24 hours. The fact they're carpet down on the aisles is fantastic. Our booth was delivered on time. Everything's going well. No issues to this point, and got to have a great dinner out with friends last night. So to this point, I'm excited about what this show has brought.
So go Cleveland, right?
Well, not to mention Cleveland's been beautiful weather-wise. I mean, sunny and gorgeous and good temperatures.
And you're looking at that lake, or at least we're from our hotel.
When you hit 70 degrees during the day in Cleveland in November, you're doing something right.
Something's right, yeah.
Aaron Trom, Brinoff Manufacturing.
How's the show?
It's going pretty well. Good leads, good conversations with current and potential customers, and we're enjoying ourselves.
What's our number one challenge over there?
Material and cost.
You want to do the trifecta, which is what, labor?
Yeah, of course, yes, all three.
What can we say about it? Anything?
We're hoping it calms down soon, but we're being told maybe third quarter next year. Us personally, we're trying to find operators. We'd start a night shift in a heartbeat if we could actually find skilled operators, and the material is what it is right now.
Yeah.
So
how's your customers handling it?
They're coming around to realizing that things are the way they are right now, and they're fairly understanding. So that's made things a little bit easier on us. The initial shock of it all was definitely not what anyone wanted, but what we're kind of experiencing is our raw material we get from North American mills, but because we're assuming people are waiting for raw material from overseas, they're buying up the material that's coming from the North American mills, so that's making the lead times at the mills longer, and therefore longer for us to get material. And then on the flip side, we're also extending our lead times because we're so busy because the imports aren't coming in. So it's a mess.
It's a mess, yeah. How do you fix it? I guess that's the big question, right?
Hope and pray.
I don't know if that's... So I'm here with our neighbor over here at Fastener Fair, and I'm here with
Richie Nayak, and my company name is Shiv Om Brass Industry.
Okay, and tell me about brass industry here.
So as you know, brass metal has some special properties. It's a soft metal, so it has application in number of industries. Pretty much in the electrical industry, where we manufacture the terminal bars, the electrical contacts. It has use in the fasteners industry, where we manufacture screws, nuts, bolts. Lot of application in the brass inserts, the injection molding, and we are doing lot of business for brass inserts in North America market. We are working with many distributors.
And you're from, the mothership is over in India, right?
Yeah, the manufacturing company is in India.
And you've had a lot of customers stop by your booth.
Yes, we had a pretty good show, and we are having this show after 2 years, the whole COVID thing going on, and it was a good experience. Got to meet many of my old friends and old customers. It was a great experience, and we hope that things start moving and,
just like we do. So in India, do you have the same issues with the supply chain as we have here?
Not really, not too much. We haven't had much issues. We did have a bad time like 8 to 9 months back when the COVID cases really surged up in India. Life is returning back to normal in India. Hope the same for the world.
Blaine.
Ari.
Brandon Frazier.
And you're all from?
Wabash Steel Supply.
All right, so steel supply, the one reason why I stopped you guys is, are you the problem with the supply chain?
No.
No. No, okay. So do you have the problem of the supply chain?
Yeah, I think everybody does right now, in some way.
All right. And the other reason why I stopped you, first tell me how long you've been in the industry.
I'd say I'm going on 6 years in the industrial industry, 3 years working with steel, so structural steel and any finished product.
Okay.
I've been in the industry for about 3 years now.
Okay.
About 16 years I've been in the industry.
So we're going to not let the 16-year talk here, but the other two, how'd you guys get into it?
So I started doing industrial sales, got a better opportunity, kind of doing the same thing, but then we added steel into it. I just kind of worked my way up in the chain. It's honestly all about like who you know. I mean, I met like through my old job. It was a relationship I met that got me to where I'm at. So.
Okay. How about you?
I had a family friend actually tell me that they had a job opening, and I had never been in this industry at all. And I said, yeah, we'll take a stab at it, and I've enjoyed it since. So.
All right. So what kept you in it? There's not a lot of women in
right, no, there isn't.
There's more and more.
Well, I do enjoy the people I work with, that's for sure, and I just enjoy that line of...
Okay.
And I'm comfortable with it now, so it's kind of nice.
Jim Naliborski from USA Heat Treating in Cleveland.
Lindsay Rice with USA Heat Treating in Cleveland.
All right, so first, how's the show?
Not too bad, not too bad.
All right, have you generated any kind of leads? Have you had some traffic?
A few. We've gotten a few people nibbling, giving out information.
Isn't that what all the fairs are? Everybody's just nibbling.
Yeah.
They're nibbling.
So we're expecting more people through today.
Yeah.
Within the next couple hours probably, because it's a short day.
Good. So now tell me about heat treating. What's your challenges? Are they the same as the fastener industry?
Well, we're directly related to the fastener industry. All of our customers manufacture fasteners, nuts, bolts, washers, variety of styles, shapes, sizes, metal stampings for our OS tempering process. Their problems turn into ours. They can't get material. They can't make parts. We don't get parts to heat treat. So it's slowing down a little bit, but we're pretty diversified with our customer base, so when one slows down, another one will pick up.
Okay. Now, Lindsay, you're a younger person, all right? How'd you get into heat treating? I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jim.
Actually, I kind of fell into it about 4 years ago. I was in a different field, and I kind of moved forward with my boss, and he was the owner of our company. So I kind of moved into it that way, and it's been almost 4 years, and I love it. It's great.
Oh, you love it?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
do. Yeah.
All right. Don't you have friends that you can bring in?
I've looked at that avenue, but no, they're all doing their own thing, you know. So no, unfortunately not.
All right. Well, I hope you have a good show.
Well, thank you very much,
Lynn.
And good neighbors. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm over here with Bob Bear, and he's got an interesting story to tell us. What happened last night? We all went to the Punch Bowl, which is a local bar.
And we walked.
Brian and I walked, but Bob did something different.
Well, Rich and I, Cavoto of Multimetric, we came out of our hotel, and right there on the sidewalk were a couple scooters, and we decided to, well, I had to talk them into it a little bit, but we took the scooters to the Punch Bowl. It was a very enjoyable experience.
I've got this visual, you on a scooter and Rich on a scooter, and you're just going down, and the hill was pretty steep going down to the Punch Bowl.
Yeah, the last stretch to Punch Bowl, we picked up a little bit of speed. Yeah.
So when you get off at the Punch Bowl, then what happens? Can someone pick it up and take it away? So you walk out and there's nothing there?
Yeah, once you're done with it, you basically scan it and you tell their system you're done. You leave it there, and anybody on the street can come and get it. Yeah, so long as they have the app.
So how much training does it take before you can confident you're not going to fall off?
I would say a half a block to a block on it. That's all it takes. A little bit of balance. Everybody's different when it comes to that.
Right.
It's like riding a bike. I think once you do it once, you're good to go.
I mean, Lynn and I have seen them, and they look a really smart way of getting around.
Yeah. I recommend knowing where you're going before you get on it, because there's no way you can have your phone out and one hand on that thing and balance.
Right. So we were put your phone with maps on it.
No, if they were smart, they'd make those scooters with a little thing on the top to hold your cell phone with the map. But they haven't gotten that far yet. They're fairly new. But yeah, we almost wound up getting on the on-ramp to the highway. We stopped.
I don't know what
I don't think we should go this way. We turned around, looked at the map, and then made our way.
That.
We did get to Punch Bowl in one piece.
At least you realize that. No, let's not try this on the expressway.
Yeah, well, it's hard to miss when you're approaching it and all the highway signs. But it was fun. It was definitely fun, and I think anybody who's afraid to get on it, because it's not like a skateboard, or ski boarding, or it really is. It's motorized, and it's pretty easy to do.
So are you on traffic rules? Do you have to obey the traffic things? All right, so it's like bicycle.
You need to follow the rules of the road. Although of us, I believe, that ride bikes in the street tend to bend the rules a little more than the cars could.
Yeah, this is
we
true.
can get away with it, and the cars can't.
Yeah. Did you and Rich follow all traffic?
Absolutely, positively.
And on the way back, did you follow all the rules after?
Well, on the way back, it was a little late, so we were going to Uber back. And I decided to make a pit stop in the restroom first. So when I came out of the restroom, they were all gone. They caught the Uber and left. So I decided, well, what the hell, I'll take a scooter back. So I walked. Cleveland's kind of quiet at night in the neighborhoods I'm not familiar with. So I saw one on the app. The app will tell you where they're located if they're available. So I walked like a block and a half to get one, got there and it wasn't working. Walked another block to get another one. Got there and realized that after 10 p.m., that's the other thing to watch for, is you could be in the middle of a ride, 10 p.m. hits, and they just shut down.
Wow.
So I found myself in an area of Cleveland looking for a scooter, had no idea where I was, and decided time to call Uber. So I Ubered back, caught up with the rest of them. But it's fun.
It was a bit crap to have to tell Rich, this is hardly a thing to leave your friend standing in the toilet.
Yeah.
And pick your Uber up.
You reinforced that for me. I gave him some crap about it yesterday.
I don't think so.
We saw him today. I would have given him crap today about it.
Our goal at Star Stainless is to be your #1 stainless supplier. As an industry, we've been through a lot together over the years, and you've always been able to depend on us as your trusted partner. It's been that way for over 70 years. I'm Tim Roberto, the president of Star. Today, we're faced with supply chain pressures like never before, but you can continue counting on Star to have the quality stainless parts you need with the fastest possible delivery times. None of us can be sure how conditions will change or when certain items will become hard to get, but at Star Stainless, we have the resource and stocking capabilities to bring what you need when you need it. Thanks for working with us all these years. Together, we will make it through.
Are you tired of empty promises from software vendors? Are you paying for support that you're not receiving? Is it time for another paid upgrade? There is a solution. InSequel delivers quality software designed for the fastener industry at an affordable price with industry-leading support. Quality software, affordable pricing, industry-leading support. Only InSequel can deliver all three. www.inxsql.com.
Cut the no quotes out of the equation. Eurolink is your go-to resource for uncommon and hard-to-find metric fasteners that others can't even quote. Contact the sales team at EurolinkFSS.com and get your hard-to-find metric fasteners delivered.
Hi, this is Robbie Gilchrist with Capital Marketing and Gilchrist Associates. You're listening to Fully Threaded Radio, hosted by Brian and Eric.
You remember when we had GHIII and Cavoto on it was probably 2 years ago now, and they were talking about Cavoto's driving techniques in Chicago?
Yeah.
I can imagine how that applied to their scooter driving around downtown Cleveland.
Oh. That was a sort of an interesting little interview. Just you very rarely get Bob talking about anything other than fasteners, and he was talking away. That was good. I liked that.
He had a lot of fun. You got to hand it to him. He's got a sense of adventure.
Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah, absolutely.
And actually, after we'd all packed up our booths and we decided to meet over at the restaurant near the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to kind of wind down, we were over there with the Goebel team, and we were waiting to order because Baron Yarborough was missing, and he said he was going to show up. And I texted him and said, "Hey, man, where you at?" And he says, "Don't worry, I'm on my scooter heading right over." And I tell you, man, he got there. His beard was all, windswept. When he walked in, you could tell he was just peeling down the boulevard on that thing. He had a big smile on his face, probably had a few bugs in his teeth, and it got him there.
Yeah, I might make that my next year's resolution. I'm gonna get on one of those things and use them.
Well, take care of yourself. I need you alive.
I know. Hopefully on a I need it to be on a rather deserted street so I can get it running first.
Well, it was good of those guys to talk with us at the show, and it was a lot of fun. Hope you had fun listening to it, everybody. I'd like to thank O.J. Simpson of Stelfast for appearing on the podcast today, and the lovely and talented Lynn Dempsey, along with everybody who participated out there in the show floor. Lots of interesting perspectives in that package of sound we put together from that. Also, Kirk Zehnder of Earnest Machine and Mike McNulty from Fastener Technology International magazine. Appreciate your conversation too, gentlemen. Carmen Vertullo had the Fastener Training Minute. Don't forget, Brian puts those in text form out on the fastenersclearinghouse.com site so you can reference them later.
Right, and also on the site that's dedicated solely to that, which is news.fastenersclearinghouse.com. And I noticed another interesting thing in this show in Cleveland, where a number of people kept walking up to Lynn with their phones trying to record her.
Is that right?
Including Vic from Cambridge.
Yeah, it was bound to happen sooner or later. Yeah, there were other people out there on the show floor grabbing various digital archives from this show, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of that. Specifically, I'm talking about video. Who knows where it will pop up. We stuck to audio, and that's all we could handle this time around, which is good enough. We hope it's good enough at least, and we're very glad that you joined in, everybody. We're glad that we had a great team of sponsors who are really our partners, and they make this possible. The title sponsors of Fully Threaded Radio are Brighton Best International, tested, tried, true, Brighton Best. Goebel Fasteners, quality the first time, Goebel. And Star Stainless Screw Company, right off the shelf, Star. Fully Threaded Radio is also sponsored by Buckeye Fasteners, BTM Manufacturing, Eurolink Fastener Supply Service, Fastener Technology International, InSequel Software, ND Industries, Parker Fasteners, Solution Industries, Stelfast, 3Q Inc., Volt Industrial Plastics, and Worth Industry North America. Our email address is ftr@fullythreaded.com. Please don't hesitate to let us know what you think. If you've got questions, suggestions, you name it. Should have mentioned earlier in the podcast that it was our great pleasure to be located next to Eurolink Fastener Supply Service during the Cleveland Fastener Fair event. Got to hang out with Craig Penland and Kim Penland, and they've got a great new Eurolink shirt. Many people know they're known for putting out their concert-style shirts. This one's another one of their really sort of boss-looking ones. It's black design with a secret agent figure on the front of it, and it's a really great shirt. I know he gave away tons of them. We watched. He had a lot of enthusiasm and interest at his booth, but I'm sure there are some left. So if you didn't get one, hey, there's going to be another show, or if you get out there and talk to Eurolink, they'll probably send you one, knowing Craig.
Yeah, we weren't too good. We didn't have anything as a giveaway. Just some wise comments. That's it. Okay.
Isn't that enough, though, Bri?
No, it's not, actually.
All right. Well, I'll be on the horn. That was a perfect opportunity for you to use the...
Introduce everyone to Vegemite. I know.
I was going to say the shipping clog is our excuse for this, but you're just too honest is your problem. Anyway, thanks again to everybody who stopped by the FCH booth. We had a blast. Thanks to Bob Chircosta from Fastener Fair and everyone who talked to us. Don't miss the next episode. We'll wind down the 2021 podcast year. Dave Manthe, he's our Baird analyst who does such great work on the Fastener Distributor Index. He'll visit with McNulty, wrap up at least the calendar year. The FDI doesn't shut down till January in actuality, but you get the idea. It'll be our end of the year episode. We've got a bunch of other really good stuff lined up already. So I'm ahead of the game on that one, which is rare for me.
Good.
And we've got a good way to wind this one down heading into the Thanksgiving holiday. That's the new theme song to Old Rusty Bolt Beer, put together by Traveling Salesman and his cohort, Marty Nolan.
Oh, wow. Is this the one that we sort of had a sneak preview of it at the Flotilla barbecue party out at the pond?
Yeah, out at the campground we did. Good memory. I played this. I had it. I've been sitting on this one for a little while, actually. I know Marty's been wanting me to get it out there, but we did play it out there, and it was funny because I asked around, hey, who is this? And, of course, nobody realized that it was Marty, and he was in attendance, too, but he got a big kick out of it when somebody thought it was actually early Bob Dylan.
Wow. So Marty still hasn't come down out of the clouds then after that.
I think he's pretty happy. I think he'll be glad that we're going to play it today. And you make of it what you will, everybody. We had fun with it. We had fun on today's episode. We hope you have fun with it, too. And it'd be great if we could talk to you next time. So here's that new Old Rusty Bolt jingle. Thanks for listening, everybody. For Brian Musker, it's Eric Dudas. Get out there, sell some screws. We'll talk to you next time.
Right. Until next time, folks. Keep well.
Price of fasteners going out of sight. It's got me so I cannot sleep at night. I'm shutting down production lines. My Taiwan shipments aren't on time. The lead times that they give me just ain't right. Domestic deliveries are all out 16 weeks. Platers, heat treater running at their peak. My customers are yelling, my lead times just keep swelling, and I know where I can find some peace. I open up up the refrigerator. I push aside the mashed potatoes and grab a bottle of the best beer you can find. Old Rusty Bolt, old Rusty Bolt. Take all my fastener blues away. Old Rusty Bolt, old Rusty Bolt. Brewed right here in the good old USA. Vendors tell me they want upfront cash, and Carmen Vertullo says all my parts are trash. He went off on some long tangent about hydrogen and brittlement. We tested samples and all those buggers passed. Machine operators are retiring by the score, and I can't find workers for the warehouse floor. Well, my sales still are booming, but my headaches keep on looming. Don't think I've seen a market like this one before. Then I reach into my cooler. I think I should have done this sooner. Take all my fastener blues away. Old Rusty Bolt, old Rusty Bolt. Things are tough, but better than 2008. Old Rusty Bolt, old Rusty Bolt. Brewed right here in the good old USA. Brewed right here in the good old USA.
Fully Threaded Radio is a production of Fastener's Clearinghouse. All right, at our booth we have...
This is Kurt.
From?
Enders International.
And do you listen to Fully Threaded Radio?
Who doesn't? Yeah, all the time.
Oh. We're gonna